Are people tired of Marvel superheroes? Are we tired of superheroes in general? Are we tired of the superhero genre? Do we want something new? Today, let's deep dive into this. I want to know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know. Are you tired of superhero movies, or they are just not that good to you? Or maybe they are just not that good because you're tired of them. Because it's not just Marvel. People gave DC and most other things bad ratings outside of the Batman. And the Batman didn't do better than most Marvel movies. So let's get into this. First off, we had 8 superhero movies in 2022. We had 13 non-mainstream superhero shows. We had 7 DC superhero shows. And we had Marvel TV series who had 4 shows this year. That in total, that is 32 superhero projects in 1 year. Like I said, 13 of them are non-mainstream, from The Boys to all those other Invincible, all those other shows. You know, Invincible didn't come out there, but shows like that, The Winchesters, which was considered a superhero show, they all came out in 2022. That is a lot. That is a lot to compete against. It's hard to overcome that much. And a lot of people are feeling it because it's a lack of original content. Most of it is superhero based or remakes. They remake The Little Mermaid. They remake every other movie they can and then just give you superhero shows. Why? Because it's money in it. Marvel, DC, Sony all made a ridiculous amount of money off superhero movies. Even though it is down this year from most times, it is still a ridiculous amount that Marvel made. Now, like I said, Marvel is still a monster. Don't let the fall off fool you. Yeah, they made a lot of money and had a profit most would dream of. Just like a streamer who had 100K one-time viewers, but now has 56K. That's still better than everyone else but 1 or 2 people, but you did fall off. You were so high that the fall off did happen. And what do I mean by fall off? They wasn't number 1 for the first time. Top Gun Maverick was the number 1 movie. And to most, that's like, oh, look, Marvel fell off because they wasn't finally number 1 for the first time in years. But Top Gun Maverick is a remake from an old classic. It had one of the biggest stars in the world in it. And of course, people might be tired of superhero movies. It's something different. It's something for middle America, right? Middle America don't typically get movies. They seem in some oppression thing that they feel like everything isn't for them. They're not geared to God or hardcore military value. So people wanted to see a military movie, especially older people who used to come off of the movie. They want to see kung fu movies or those type of movies. So I can understand it. I get it. But we have to have a real discussion, because I asked, was the content bad? The content was not bad in any of these films. The content was actually, well, She-Hulk was bad. Moon Knight was good, but it could have been a lot better. Miss Marvel was good, but nobody watched it because, again, it lacked everything that you would want in a movie now. I mean, or a TV show. It had no discernible star, even though I think she played an amazing Miss Marvel. She was like the most liked character I have seen since maybe Robert Downey Jr. Even like, that is Miss Marvel. I completely relate to that Miss Marvel in that way, that she is perfectly her. But again, that show lacked a known superhero. That show lacked the superstar the way Oscar Isaac was in Moon Knight. So people didn't really love to see it. Loki had a guy who we've been known for years. So those shows succeeded, just like Spider-Man. People like the people they used to see, but now Marvel has a problem where they have to grow these people. Shang-Chi was an amazing movie. Eternals was long. It was long. It was pretty good. Could have been a lot better, but it was decent. Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness put a whole lot of expectation and kind of just did a basic movie route. Wasn't bad, but wasn't great. And by the way, if you dislike these movies, it's fine, but I don't think the content was bad, because a lot of these movies were better than Thor Love and Thunder 2 or Iron Man 3. Even Iron Man 2, those movies weren't that good. Thor 1 even. Those movies weren't great. But these movies were better. Thor and Love and Thunder was pretty bad, so I might give out that. But ultimately, my whole point is the content is not absolutely worse. It's just decent. And at this point in their life, Marvel can't afford decent. They need great or amazing because people are actually tired of the superhero genre. They tired. They want to see something new, something original. And that's not even on Marvel because superheroes are what they do. So it's not even on Marvel's fault. It's just the times have caught up. After Endgame, people are like, oh, that was epic. Now what? Now what? And now you're trying to rebuild the universe with Kane. Let's see what happened with Jonathan Majors. But they have to do it. DC has the same problem too. They did do something different with Robert Pattinson and the Batman. It worked. Just like they did something different with the Joker and it worked. So they might find their way. But then you see Black Adam in the movies like that and they didn't do well at all. Why? Because again, generic superhero. Batman is always different from a superhero movie because Batman is very much different from a superhero. Especially when you go first year, second year Batman, when there was no Justice League and he had just like the bare bones stuff and he just punching people in the face of regular everyday civilian thugs. So Marvel, DC all gotta find their niche. They have to continue to put out great movies. I'm hearing great things about Guardians of the Galaxy 3, but we'll see. So, cause they can't afford to put out just good anymore. They have to put out great. The expectations has raised. Like I said, people bragged that they didn't win #1, even though they were technically dominated the box office in every category, in every way. They made a lot more profit off Marvel films. Now, not the TV show. Disney Plus didn't do as well. Again, that's a perk of not having a show for 5 or 6 months. You lose millions of subscribers. That's just normal. But at the end of the day, I feel like Marvel and them can figure it out. I feel like they honestly can figure out what to do next, but they have to put the effort in. And Bob Chapek, if you watch this show, you know how I feel about him. I don't think he was a good CEO at all. I think he tried to push out too many projects. He ruined the VFX team. The lady got fired from the VFX team. Now Bob Iger, the one that was with her at the start, said, hey, we cutting down on shows, cutting down on movies, and we're going to make sure the quality high, which they have to do in this environment. It was fun back a few years ago when you could have done it because people was like, oh, this is hot right now. But now it's a little cool off period. So you have to make sure the quality high so you can get people back into it so they can succeed. And that's on Marvel to do. I want to see if they can do it. We got Guardians of the Galaxy. We have some more shows coming out. And then next year probably starts the Bob Iger era of Disney again. And I want to see how well he does in his official movies. Because I think the Marvels will still, a lot of it filmed under Bob Chapek. So we'll see starting next year and even right now because I'm hearing good things about Guardians of the Galaxy. Can they heat Marvel up? Let me know in the comments, are you tired of superhero movies? Can they heat Marvel up? Let me know. And I'll see you soon. Marvel Mondays, every Monday. I appreciate y'all. Come through. We'll start being live and sometimes it'll be recorded videos like this. Like and subscribe, all that jazz. I do appreciate y'all for watching. Peace.